tremendous weekend coming your way, or at least hope you have some fun weekend plans coming your way. This week has certainly been a fairly active one at times, as we were a bit concerned about some light freezing rain or light snow on both Wednesday morning as well as on Thursday morning, and I would say some locations did see some of that wintry precipitation. That is certainly not the case this morning, though. In fact, the biggest concern we have this morning is some of that dense fog. I'm going to turn the camera around now so we can jump right into your weather forecast. Pardon my finger here as I do flip the camera around, and there it is. There's a look at our Yakima weather cam. You can, I think, clearly see, or maybe not clearly see would be a better way to phrase it. We should be looking out over the city of Yakima right now with this weather cam image, but of course you really can't see the city at all. It is really socked in the fog. Let's take a look at the kind of fog that we are seeing in our viewing area at the time of this recording. Current visibility, not great, especially in the Yakima Valley, where we are down to less than a quarter of a mile of visibility for much of the Yakima Valley. We're seeing reductions in visibility around Ellensburg too, reductions in visibility in the Tri-Cities, and we are seeing some pretty dense fog in the Hermiston and Pendleton areas as well. Now, what I would say is that we are under dense fog advisories for really the entire forecast area. These dense fog advisories do go until noon today, so you should anticipate these periods or these areas of poor visibility to continue. Now, we are eventually going to break out of the fog. Today it will be a mostly cloudy Friday in the forecast area, but we are going to break out of the fog, and temperatures are going to be fairly pleasant today too. High temperatures in the Tri-Cities will likely be climbing into the upper 40s, close to low 50s on this Friday. Look for mid to upper 40s on this Friday for the Yakima Valley, low to mid 40s today in the Kittitas Valley, and daytime high temperatures will be into the upper 40s, approaching the mid 50s for the Blue Mountain foothills, as everybody does, or as mostly cloudy skies, I should say, will be seen overhead by pretty much everyone. So I would say that in general it is going to be a fairly nice Friday, mostly cloudy skies with these fairly mild temperatures. So if you want to go outside, you should probably have a good opportunity to do so. There is going to be an opportunity for maybe a slight chance of showers today. We'll talk more about that with the future cast, but I will just say right now, I don't think it's anything to really be too concerned about. Now let's talk about the next 2 days after today. So for your weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you'll notice that temperatures this weekend are going to be marginally warmer than we do see today. On Saturday, we will see those mostly cloudy skies with temperatures on par with today. Again, maybe just a degree or two warmer. And then on Sunday, maybe a degree or two warmer as well. Saturday will be mostly cloudy and dry. Sunday, I believe, is also going to be mostly cloudy. I'm a bit limited by the icons I have, but I did want to include those slight chances of rain showers on Sunday. That is why I have that icon on the screen. I didn't want to give the idea that it is just going to be a cloudy, wet day throughout the entirety of the day, but a slight chance of showers on Sunday certainly will exist, and you can see those temperatures on your screen. Now let's talk more about the precipitation with the Storm Tracker Futurecast. Now I mentioned that today there could be a slim chance of showers in our region. Again, it's not going to be much. Many of us are actually going to be staying dry on this Friday, but a slim chance of showers here and there for today, definitely in the cards. Now, as we advance forward in time, Saturday is likely to be a dry day. On Sunday, though, here comes our next opportunity for some precipitation, and I'm just going to kind of toggle this back and forth a little bit so you can kind of just see the progression of the potential precipitation on Sunday. Everyone's going to at least have a slight chance of precipitation. I believe the model that I have currently portrayed on the Futurecast, which is the European model, maybe going a little bit too aggressive with precipitation as we do wrap up the weekend, but at least a slight chance of showers will certainly exist around the forecast area. As we head into Monday, we are going to be looking at another primarily dry day. You'll certainly notice that there's going to be abundant precipitation along and west of the Cascades on Monday. I'm not ruling out some showers getting into the Kittitas and Yakima valleys on Monday, but we are going to stay primarily dry in these areas, and I do believe that the Tri-Cities and out to Walla Walla will likely stay dry as well. And again, I'm only including slight chances of showers for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. No day is going to be featuring just a guaranteed kind of deluge situation. If you have anything to do this weekend or maybe even early next week, you should have good opportunities to get outside, maybe do those. And speaking of good opportunities to get outside, check this out. Once we progress through Monday and through the bulk of next week, dry weather conditions back to the region, something that we have said oh so often so far in the month of January. In fact, Yesterday, we did pick up some rainfall in the Tri-Cities that broke a 24-day stretch with no precipitation, in Yakima a 25-day stretch, and in Ellensburg a 22-day stretch of no rainfall, or at least of rainfall greater than 1/100th of an inch. Now in Pendleton, we still are on a 22-day stretch, and that was not broken yesterday. So Pendleton, hopefully we can get some rainfall, or we are just going to continue with this very long stretch. Now, one thing I will note is that snow levels are going to be very high as we do head through the weekend. In fact, let me just click back here so we can just kind of take a look at this together. As we go through the weekend, you'll notice that the Cascade Mountains going to continue to see chances of precipitation on today, Saturday, maybe not so much, but then on Sunday we have some more precipitation coming in. And then on Monday, I highlighted that system that's going to be bringing precipitation along and west of the Cascades. Unfortunately, our snowpack is not going to be getting a huge boost with these precipitation chances, as snow levels are going to be so high. For today and tomorrow, snow levels are going to be up to around 7,000 feet. And then Sunday and Monday, snow levels will be between 5,500 and 6,000 feet. So I guess the point I'm getting at is, even though we are looking at precipitation coming to the mountains, we're not going to be getting a big snowpack boost. Now, our highest peaks, sure, we'll be getting in on some snowfall, which will boost the snowpack there, but a majority of our snowpack will not be getting a big boost with this storm system. In fact, we could be eroding snowpack with these storm systems coming up this weekend, and that is not good news. When we take a look at our current snowpack numbers, we monitor snowpack with something called SWE, which stands for snow water equivalent, how much water is in our snowpack that eventually can be used at a later time. As of yesterday, we're only sitting at 51% of normal on that SWE for the lower Yakima Basin, 36% of that snow water equivalent for the upper Yakima Basin, 46% of that snow water equivalent for the lower Columbia Basin, and then 44% for the Walla Walla Basin. The only area that's even doing remotely even okay is the central Columbia Basin, but even at that, we're only at 60% of normal. This is actually reduced from 70% of normal that we were seeing not too long ago. So if these numbers don't get bumped up as we go through February, which I can say that it looks like we're going to be entering a pretty prolonged stretch for the start of February, it's not looking good as we do go into the spring and summer, because our water supply is just not going to be where it needs to be. It's been great travel weather, but it hasn't been great for skiers and snowboarders this winter, and it certainly has not been good when it does come to our snowpack, which again, unfortunately does not like to be boosted this weekend, as snow levels are just going to be so high. I'll show you that graphic one more time there. Again, 7,000 foot snow levels today and tomorrow, 5,500 to 6,000 foot snow levels coming as we do go into Sunday and Monday. So as I flip the camera around here, that is kind of the entire weather story. Really not looking at anything major coming our way. In fact, no major storm systems at all coming our way. The weekend will feature slight chances of showers here and there, slight chances of showers today, slight chances of showers again on Sunday, and then potentially on Monday. But even those slight chances of showers are just that, slight chances of showers. We have no major storm systems coming our way, and unfortunately our snowpack will not be getting a big boost either. So I'm now going to turn the camera around one more time to show you what it looks like out there right now in Yakima. Again, some very dense fog in the area to be sure, and that is something that we are dealing with this morning. And I should note that could be something that we deal with in mornings to come as well. So that's all I have to say for right now. The calm January continues, and it will continue into a pretty calm February, and otherwise just no big storm systems coming our way for the next week. I hope you all have an absolutely tremendous weekend coming your way. I hope you have some fun, and I plan to do another one of these on Monday. So take care, everybody.